You're good.
I'm good.
MEHKO, take
Yeah.
one.
Take two.
Take two, yeah, you're
at this
right.
point. Hi, I'm Simi,
And I'm Aziza.
and we're here to tell you how California state legislation was adopted in Sonoma County that allowed people to cook out of their home kitchens and all the steps it took to get there.
The term MEHKO stands for Micro Enterprise Home Kitchen Operation. When someone goes through the process to become a MEHKO, it means they're allowed to cook and sell food out of their own house. Becoming a MEHKO allows someone to bypass the startup cost of running a restaurant, as well as provides community access to healthy food, offering options for cultural or regional food that may not be available locally.
MEHKO was first created by Cook Alliance, a nonprofit working towards legitimizing home cooking businesses. Cook Alliance crafted and advocated for MEHKOs to operate within the state of California, successfully getting them legalized in 2018. California left it up to the counties to decide whether or not to adopt the bill.
The vision of Cook Alliance states, "We envision a world in which home-based culinary enterprises, particularly from historically underserved communities, have meaningful, low-barrier opportunities to earn dignified, livable wages through their small businesses and expand access to fresh meals and deeper, resilient community connection."
In 2019 to 2020, the first wave of community advocacy occurred in Sonoma County. Unfortunately, these were shot down due to concerns with already existing restrictions such as porking in California Retail Food Code. These are examples of how pre-existing policy can greatly slow down implementation of new programs, something that occurs all the time in government operations.
After the first wave of advocacy fizzled out, two critical steps occurred before the county could go back to the adoption of the ordinance.
First, the state budget increased for the 2023 and 2024 fiscal year, including $8 million towards county health departments and cook resources and support.
Second, the Cook Alliance started working closely with environmental health and other Sonoma County offices to hold meetings in Sonoma County cities to address community concerns that arose since the first wave of advocacy. This allowed for details to be worked out ahead of time so that when the proposition was brought to the Board of Supervisors, the community advocates already had the solutions. So far, we know how MEHKO moved from the state of California to the county of Sonoma. We know that at first the advocacy for it was unorganized and rejected, but because of the enhanced feedback process in the second wave, the Board of Supervisors unanimously voted to adopt MEHKO in October of 2024.
Now that MEHKO was implemented, what followed was, 1, the county was awarded a $138,000 grant from the state to implement MEHKO. This includes program development, public outreach, offsetting permit fees, and enforcement. And 2, the PASOS program was created to help Spanish-speaking food entrepreneurs, breaking the MEHKO process down into clear, step-by-step instructions with bilingual videos, easy-to-use websites, and in-person workshops and community connections.
Here's a couple words from Don Zaft, a current MEHKO of Sonoma County.
I'm just going to be the fancy. My name is Dawn Zaft, and I own Criminal Baking Company, which I've had for the past 13-something years. And it's always been one foot in front of the other for me. I started it almost as a project, and I think about 3 years in when I had my son, I was like, oh, I got to take this more seriously.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I became aware of MEHKO somewhere at the beginning of this year, or I think it was the beginning of this year. It could have been the end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody from the press came and interviewed me about it. So I knew, I had just kind of heard about it, but after she brought it up in the interview a little bit more, I went on and looked it up and learned a little bit more about it. I've been kind of a fan in general of programs like these because I'm really in tune with the fact that people really do need them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how are you, I should probably have this a little closer. How are you using the program right now personally?
Well, once I got licensed and they came and did the inspection and gave me the go-ahead, I had already worked on kind of rearranging my kitchen, living room, and dining room area because those are the three kind of quadrants that I mainly have been wanting to use. And so I've pretty much been using it as classes with dinner or brunch attached. So we have a brunch series, and then we have a dessert series where you make the dessert, and then while it's cooking, we eat dinner.
Oh,
fun.
But because it's in the house, I have had a commercial kitchen. I still have a catering kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so different in the sense that, one, I'm in a neighborhood. I'm got light coming in through my front window.
More homely.
It's way more homey, and just I I was able to have my son there during the summer more. He could be in his room working on things.
Yeah.
So I got to spend more time with him,
Mhm.
which as a mom I was really grateful for. And he actually voiced a couple times that he thought it was so great that he could just be relaxed at home
And I
and
bet he
doing
got a
his
lot
thing.
more food because of it too.
Yes. He likes that too.
Yeah. How easy did you find the operation requirements to navigate?
I mean, once I read through them, mostly I found them very accessible. And the whole process of applying and working with the health department, there was a little bit of confusion depending on who I would talk to, but that's to be expected because it's new. But as far as what they were requiring and the stipulations around it, I found it to be pretty accessible. I'm really into the idea of looking at these different niche ways of accessing my living in a way that's going to be more sustainable, more resilience oriented. Also, it takes me kind of from professionally being a troubleshooter, which is what I kind of felt like for the last 2 years,
Yeah.
to being more of a craftsman again.
Yeah.
And being able to have a direct connection with people eating the food, which is the piece that I originally was the most heart connected to and still am.
What would you say to someone who is interested in becoming one, a MEHKO?
I'd say to go for it. I mean, it doesn't hurt to get a permit. I got the impression they absolutely want people to be applying and they want to make it work for people. It would be nice. I mean, I have this romantic notion of like walking through my neighborhood and picking up a loaf of bread at somebody's house and like some fresh, maybe something fresh for dinner. So I'm hoping that these programs kind of really help different cultures in our area also find their way to different food production means of bringing in income. I think food is such an amazing piece of any community's economic resilience, and I'm really grateful to be a part of the food culture in this community.
Oh, and we're grateful you are too. Thanks. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is a great example of the interaction between state and county legislation. If you have a concern, you might find that someone has already addressed it at a higher level of government. It's a great idea to check with the legislation that already exists in your state and try to find a starting place for a local issue. If it's legal in California, it might be possible to legalize in your county.
MEHKO is a great example of something that started higher up, and due to improved organization, worked down to a smaller community. Again, the Board of Supervisors is a great resource to reach out to if you have questions about legalization or want to know who to talk to regarding a specific project. MEHKO did it, and so can you.
If you or a family member is interested in learning more about the MEHKO program, like perhaps you'd like to become one, the operating requirements can be found on the Sonoma County Environmental Health website.
Thanks for following along with us and learning about your county.